Today we will be learning about an American artist named Georgia O'Keeffe. Georgia O'Keeffe was born in 1887 on a dairy farm in Wisconsin. Growing up on a dairy farm helped to fuel her fascination with nature. She studied art in Chicago and New York and then moved to New Mexico, where she painted these mountains. She also liked to paint city skyscrapers from her time in New York. She knew from a young age that she wanted to be an artist. I decided that if I could paint that flower in a huge scale, you could not ignore its beauty. Georgia O'Keeffe is best known for large paintings of flowers. She discovered abstract art when she was in school. Abstract art does not try to show the world how it really is, but it uses colors and shapes in unusual ways to express emotions and ideas. Georgia O'Keeffe inspired people to never be ashamed to see things differently and try new things. We are going to create a flower picture inspired by the zoomed-in flower paintings of Georgia O'Keeffe. You've got a lot of different options to choose from. You can choose any flower picture from a Google image search to make. Make sure that you do not draw it super tiny in the middle of your paper. Please make sure your drawing touches all 4 sides of the paper. Your drawing should not show much background around the flower. No tiny flowers in the middle of your paper. So you want to make sure that you zoom in and you make them super big going off of the page. Your petals, if you are drawing them individually, must touch each other. I also want you to look really closely at the details. I see that there are little dots in the middle of my flower that I will draw. There are also kind of lines going up around it. I also see that there are details in each petal of my flower. Here's another example of a flower. This one uses more organic shapes, or ones that are wavy. When I start, I want to start at the center of my flower. I see in this flower called a poppy that there is kind of a wiggly shape on the inside. So I drew that. I also see that there's a curve where the blackish brown color is. And then my red petals, my red-orange petals, go to the side of it. I want to make sure that I'm going off of the page with my petals on all 4 sides of my paper. I also see small details where it's a little bit more fuzzy at the top. Now that you've used your eyes to carefully draw your flower and use your observation to see the detail, we are ready to paint. I want you to make sure that you are looking carefully at your picture of your flower that you chose to make sure that the colors that you are choosing are similar to what you see. So I used my eyes and saw that there was yellow and orange in the middle of the flower. And then I noticed that there was a greenish black before the bright pink red. So I made sure that I painted in what I see using my observation, meaning what I see with my eyes. Now you'll choose a color for your background. Please choose a color that contrasts with the color of your flower, meaning it's a lot different. If my flower is red, I do not want my background to be red too. Please choose a color that's very different from your flower. I would like you to please notice all of the different colors that might be in your flower. Like, for example, I noticed that this poppy flower is not just red. It might also have some oranges in the flower, and I also might see a tiny bit of yellow in this poppy flower. Your flower likely has a lot of different colors in it. Please use your observation, that means seeing carefully with your eyes, to notice all of the colors in your flower picture. When you think that you're done, I want you to double check and go on a scavenger hunt to find any little white spaces on the corners, inside of your picture, and especially on the edges of your painting. It's important to try and fill those in as best as you can.